So last week, you were the only one to say anything. Thank you.
Okay.
I haven't checked that. I did check that, and I started looking for people who work there. I haven't had any answer yet, but I sent a message, so I'm waiting for the answer.
Really? Thank you.
Yep,
Thank you very much.
I was like, we got a meeting today. What didn't I do? And I thought about this one. So I'm like, okay, let's do it now.
Okay, so if you get any answer, would you attach me to the email as well?
Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe? Okay. Okay. But if you want to just organize it alone, that's okay as well. Just let me know.
Sure. I can do that.
Okay.
But it won't be as good, but
Never mind.
You might have Copilot organize it.
I could try. I could try.
So I actually only have one thing to say today, that so we announced that this year we will have the conference in Vancouver, and again, I sorry for everyone. I wanted to keep it short. Anyway, it's the same in Hungary now as well, I think, because it's at the night. I promised a Lombiq t-shirt for Mike if it will be too cold for him, so we agreed that it won't be a problem for him. Anyway, so the next thing is the date, which I hope that we can agree on in a week, and then I can start the next questionnaire for speakers. So actually, that's all what I wanted to share now. And I'm looking forward for your email, Sebastian.
What did I do?
Yeah, the emails about the location that I will get, but not for sure.
What? Did I receive an email?
No, you told me that you may send me the email if you get any answers.
Oh,
so
yes, sure.
I'm
If
looking forward.
So far it's just by Teams. So, but if I have a contact, I will give you the contacts. I'm fishing for contacts, building managers and administrators and stuff. So once I have names, I can start talking to them.
Okay, thank you. And can you maybe check out the X this week?
I will.
Okay, thank you.
I'm less busy this week, so it should be better. We shipped yesterday, so it was hard.
Okay, thank you very much.
All good, thank you. So this was not the weather forecast by Victoria, this was me, but it's in the thing. So do we have demos today?
I have a few.
Who else? Topics? What's new? What's new? What's new in the world of Orchard? Nothing. Status. It's working. It's working a lot. It's working a lot. So 17. George. George is here. Fix media type constant and usage across code base. Oh yeah, we reviewed the PR and there were some issues. Well, I didn't see this one, but this one is fixed now. GraphQL. Yeah, graphical is the name of the tool. STK. Yeah. So I was right. It's text JavaScript and not application JSON. Thank you, George. And this is everywhere. And this is okay, value. Okay, fixing some constant usage. Fix attached MediaField cloning issue. And I will trust George to review that PR. Oh, I click. Where did I click? Yeah. Okay, this is the cloning. Where did I click? Fix attach. Where are we? Here. Cloning. Okay, cloning media. What should we do when you clone a media? So what does it do now when you clone the media? Does it clone the media or the image?
It will copy the files to the per content item folder in the media library.
And why this change? Do we think it's better?
No, previously it could happen that the original image was deleted. There was an issue if you clone an item and publish the new one, the image of the original item gets deleted, and now it's copied and
I thought it would just keep the reference to the same image. Interesting.
No, if you have an attached media, you have a per content item folder with the ID of the content item. So you have to copy them.
Okay. Support liquid for phone number. Okay. And you took the root. Okay, so well, that's a change you made and then we reacted. We'll see if this has changed. Maybe we just file an issue. So here you ensure that the templates also, not just the main CMS project. Templates contain these things, so they generate a www folder, which is required by some middleware, caching middleware. Yep, so it will create an empty file named .placeholder. This way we are sure we can get a folder. Async perf enhancements. Some improvements in the async path to remove some task object instantiations. Everywhere. Fixing some non-existent concurrency issues, so we are not fixing that. We wondered. And it's probably now documented. Yes. This implementation is scoped per request and intentionally not thread safe. So don't try to make it thread safe. There is no reason to make it thread safe. At the same time, don't try to use it in a singleton because it's not thread safe. This is confusing. Oh, you changed it to task of layout.
Yeah, this is called maybe a dozen times per request on a simple page like the about page.
So this should be a value task.
It should be, but it's an existing interface, so I didn't want to break it.
Break it.
Break it or semi-break it, like obsolete this one and create one with the value task.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you have to also rename it.
3.0.
Yeah.
3.0, break it.
Who uses IDEO taxes? Well, yes, some
We can break it later. This is just some internal performance optimization.
Later. Yeah, but that's weird to store a task or something like this. It's weird.
It's just called a lot.
It will work. It will work. Just okay. Cool. Some optimizations. More optimizations. Reduce allocations for the shape factory by passing a state object. So you can, if you want, call a lambda with a state instead of creating closures in this case. And other improvements. No, just this one. And BTW. Nothing is using this new method so far. It's just a convenience overload.
Yeah, it's just the start. We have to use this a lot in future.
Okay. Warn against unsafe liquid output in SQL queries. So someone mentioned that you could screw up with SQL and liquid if you start like injecting liquid in a value like this, because then you can inject any SQL, expose all your database. That's bad. You are supposed to do something like that with a property-based thing. Okay.
By the way, Jasmin noted this issue several years ago. There's an existing issue in the repository. So it's not that it's possible to do SQL injection. But
okay, we never looked into it.
Yeah. No.
Okay. And so this PR is adding some validation. So whenever you edit a SQL query like this, then it will tell you, don't use this kind of usage in liquid. That's bad. Okay. Don't use properties in liquid like this. So to do that, you can ignore the warning, but sorry, George, do you want to say something? Am I wrong?
No, it's
okay.
Everything okay.
So
just
I heard some.
No.
And so how George did that is there is this class here. No, you did that. You had the idea of doing it. So you created a class SQL liquid output expression detector that will detect the issues based on the fleet parser that is resolved. But what matters here is the output statement detector that inherits from AST visitor, which is from Fleet, that lets you detect some specific statement. So here it says a visit output statement, which is the curly brace. And when it finds it, you say, oh, I found a curly brace. What are you doing? And then this thing here, does it contain an output statement? Yes, this field is true, so it contains it. And then the driver will use the validator and say, if it contains an output statement, then we need to emit a warning to let users know they should not do that probably, or be careful where you do that, okay? So never inject user input with liquid output expressions like blah, blah, blah. Use SQL parameters instead. This way it will be correctly encoded.
There's also a follow-up PR. I changed the manage permission to be security critical, because effectively you can write everything there and you can get sensitive data. So
you can get sensitive. You can't write stuff.
You can't write. You can't elevate your permission, but you can get the users and log in as the super admin. Yeah.
I wonder if you can't write anything with a select clause. Could you select an insert statement, for instance?
There's no select insert or select into in our translator.
I mean, no, but I mean, the select could contain like an eval of something, like in JavaScript, right? Could we could we select an execute?
Not translated to the actual executed SQL.
To that,
I think. But anyway, you can get
I will send an agent to do that. Create me a SQL query that does an insert.
But you may get just the password or the hash of the password from the super user and do everything. So you can.
Yeah, you can get the hashes for sure. Yeah. But we assume that it's almost safe because.
Yeah, it's hard, but it's theoretically doable. So I just marked this as security critical.
But I wonder if you could insert stuff. That would be crazy, like delete stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so going back there, George stuff. Cache shape alternates for improved performances. So caching the shapes, caching all the collections, caching everything that can be cached in alternates. So we don't have to recreate the collections and the strings again and again. They are all reused in most cases. An example, this one, a menu alternates factory. You say, give me the menu alternates for this differentiator. And then there is an internal cache of the array of alternates that we want to reuse. And then same thing for the menu items. And in the menu shape, we say menu alternates factory, give me the menu alternates for this differentiator. And the differentiator is so sad. Format name. Where is format name? It's already existing. I thought maybe this one has a key because we had key objects.
Yeah, that was a bad example because it's only a single item in the alternates.
So this one takes two strings and internally has a key. Record struct. So we don't have to materialize a new string from these two parts, which just say it's here. But why doesn't then menu shape have, instead of format name, maybe we need the differentiator for some reason. Yeah, here. But yeah, okay, so we still need.
Yeah, this is also assigned to the differentiator.
So. However, differentiator might be created in the alternates factory once and cached, and we just have to pass the properties to the factory to say, so we don't have to create this differentiator again and again.
Yeah, these are two different logical things. So it's
because you see here, separated. We are creating we are formatting the name multiple times every time. We should not do that there. We should do in the factory. It's doable. We just pass the name as the key, and we say, well, give me the differentiator for this name, or give me the alternates that will compile the differentiator. So I think, well, we need.
Yeah, true. There are more of these similarities.
Can do better.
Yeah.
Awesome. But that's
By the way, I don't know if you noticed this. I added some least recently used cache to one of these factories because it was caching per content item, so it's an unbounded cache.
What?
Not anymore.
I don't. Where?
I don't remember which one. One of the content item alternates.
What do you say you did here? Clock. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, but didn't I tell you a trick a few weeks ago for LRU, but not really LRU?
I don't know.
There's a trick. There's a trick. I saw an article about an optimization. So let me tell you.
True.
Okay. Where do you use the clock? Increment the clock. Okay, cool. Every time you get an alternate, let me see how it works. Must be clever. Touch existing entry. What is existing entry? Where is that?
Let's see, cache entry.
Oh, oh, here. Sorry, I missed it. Okay, interesting. Okay, let's have some fun time to understand how this works. This is very hard to get it done. So the issue that you're mentioning is that this dictionary could grow up without bounds.
Yeah.
If you have lots of content items, because then we get alternates per content items because the alternates depend on the content items. Interesting. And that's also why at some point I suggested to return an array of arrays, because there are some, you could cache the ones for the content items and then cache the ones that are independent from the content items.
Yeah,
so we don't have to
be
ideal.
That would be a different approach. Yeah.
Because here you have to create an array for each content item. Oh boy. And it's not an individual case, like there are many places I'm sure we use the item ID to do stuff. Trim if needed. Because of that. And where and that. Hence, if we return an array of arrays, then internally we could share this one as a result, this one as a result, this one as a result, and then this one, because we have to keep the order and everything has to be a string array. So we have 2, then 1, 1, 1 array. And this way, when all the arrays we create internally, this one is shared amongst every content item of the same type. Same thing for this one.
Yeah.
And then we just have one for each there that we can cache. So that would be a way to do that. And this can be done actually just for this factory. An array of arrays.
That's a valid optimization, yeah.
Okay. Then what I read a few weeks ago about LRU, which you're trying to do, you're trying to remove the old ones. So how do you keep track of the old ones? Or you're just, how do you remove stuff? What's the logic?
It's just removing the ones with the lowest clock.
So that's bad, because every time you add one, once you reach limit, and that's the issue with LRU. Once you reach limit, every time you have a new entry that arrives, you need to sort everything to find the one to remove.
Okay? Yeah, but only if you trim, only if you exceed the maximum size.
When you reach limit, every time you add one. Once you are at limit, every time you
if you expect to.
Sure, but which means if you have random access to your content items on your website, potentially you have that a lot for each content item.
Possible.
If it's all random and you have a lot of size. Usually when you have a lot of content items, it means there might be a lot of content items to hit randomly, not just the same one. So to prevent that thing, I saw a trick. The trick was to just pick n random elements from the cache and remove them randomly, not based on clock. You just pick a random 5 of them.
No real recently used cache, but some random.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not the ones that you just added. So before you add one, this way the latest use won't be removed, because if it's really the one that will be used later, then it will be there. But randomly the other ones, they won't be there. And the ones we are never used, then after a while, if you pick 5 randomly, the ones that are never used, they will get evicted, because they will stay there for a long time that they will get evicted. Also the ones that you use, but at least you won't do the.
It's a clever idea. Yeah.
So maybe not 5, but at least one random one. If you had one random one, for instance. So this way you don't have to keep.
It's a simplification.
Cool. Because that is dangerous. The LRU is dangerous otherwise. Okay, cool. Thank you for letting us know. And good ideas. IJSLocalizer. So this was merged to provide localization for JavaScript files. So this will load the JavaScript, the localization from the pure files, and make it available in JavaScript. IJSLocalizer. It's used somewhere. That it's sad that we don't use it already somewhere. For one of the files that where we could have JavaScript localization. That would have been nice, but that's part of the Vue migration, the Vue 3 migration for Jasmine. Update Elasticsearch, update Docker, update versions, identity, these ones, and then fix analyzer DLL package for OrchardCore.SourceGenerators. Okay, what is that thing? Marker also? That's weird. Is that an issue, an error?
No, that's a recommended way to avoid an NuGet error if you don't have something in the lib folder for the target framework.
Okay. Fixing some things with source generators.
Yeah, the preview packages were not published anymore because of an error.
Okay.
What are we using code generators for?
You were not there last week?
No.
For the arguments.
Arguments that from now will be source generated when you invoke that, instead of using reflection to find the position and the names of every property.
I see.
When you create a shape, you can pass an object and it will clone it to make it, for the shape. It will create the shape based on the properties of an object you pass. And to do that, It was using reflection.
Right. So is that giving us better optimization, better performance?
Yeah, it won't do reflection at runtime whenever you render a shape with these properties. It will create the structure that is needed directly.
In theory, it does make sense. I'm wondering if there's facts
visible.
It's actually should be visible.
We know it's faster, but
actually
better.
I implemented a benchmark, some
but
raw numbers.
it's a micro benchmark. It's a micro.
It is. Yeah.
It's better. And it's free because the code, you don't change it. So it's just. Support static data migration methods. No, yeah, this one. Static data migration methods. Examples. This one now is static. Well, all could be static, I'm pretty sure, if we don't use services. Member can be made, or this way we can remove the warning that says it doesn't use any state, so make it static. Okay, it's good. Makes sense. Could you Copilot? Make ListPart pagination configurable. We did that. So for the list, you can decide to use the current PagerSlim, which is next previous, or to use page numbers. If you know the impact it can have, you can choose to select to display the pager with the numbers instead of the small pager for the lists module, like blog posts.
By default, it's still slim pager by default.
So by default, it's still fast and still the same as before. Now you can be slow and ugly. It's your choice. What is this one? Explicitly target web project in the net publish. Oh, it doesn't publish everything.
Yeah, and there were some errors logged in the preview and the release plan.
Some more PRs, crazy. Mark manage SQL queries permission as security critical. Okay. DataLocalizedString should return the value. DataLocalizedString. Okay. So we don't have to do that value anymore.
Yeah, and we had issues a lot because dot value was missing. Okay. And also this aligns the behavior to the normal localized string, so it's the same.
AdminMenu localization. No, what did we do here? What is that? Let's skip. Always unwind workflow recursion state. Before fault ending. Okay, we saw someone find an issue with a very explicit case and we assigned it to Copilot. Copilot found the problem, counter something, created a test. If you do a wrong workflow activity, now it won't fail anymore. What is that? Can someone explain to me what it's doing?
It allows you to localize an admin menu with the new dynamic data localization. So that's the plan, I think.
Okay. I was scared, but better. So that means, yeah, but admin menu. Okay, it's admin menu. It's just admin menu. Okay. So there is nothing there, right? You have an idea of what it looks like in the editor. OrchardCore. No screenshot. So we don't know what it looks like.
I only checked the code.
Menu name. Okay, that's why there is a menu name, so we can distinguish the localization for each menu in different groups. Then localize this thing. Okay. Okay. That should work. That should work. Good. Done. 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 Then Mike, demo.
Demos.
Demos.
All right, so first one is a project that I started on in 23, and I just haven't had time for it. Thanks to Copilot, I can move faster now. So this project that was added for importing content from Excel files and then exporting to Excel files. So you have content items that you want them exported and imported, not through JSON as what we usually do. So this is done. Now let me show you how this works. What did I do? I don't know. Where's my map that I was testing with? Yeah, okay. So here's that there. So we have a feature. This is an Orchard, by the way. This is not AI for once. So there's content transfer feature. Once this is enabled, this is going to allow us to configure a content type to make it exportable and importable. So you can go back to the design and pick one of those content types. For this example, I'm just going to pick the article. I'm going to hit edit, and there's going to be two settings there. You can allow bulk import and you can allow bulk export. So in this case, I'm just going to allow both so we can do the demo. Now, once you allow those, you can go to content and you have two options, bulk export and bulk import. And if you do bulk export, you're going to see this right here. And if you hit export, you're going to be able to select whichever content type that you want to export. And then you can hit export, or you can do partial export. I think I want to relabel this to something else, not partial export. And then you could filter down the data. So you can say, I want data created by user. You want published, latest, or all versions, or you might want to filter by specific date. And then when you do that, you hit export. There's two ways they will provide you these files. If there's only very few, it will give them to you real time, as you can see. If it's too many, it will queue it up and put it in a dashboard so you can access it later. So you're not, exporting too many data at the same time. We'll see that in a bit. So this is the export. Now, so the one I just exported, you notice it's not listed here because it's only had a couple of records in it. So there's nothing here. I want to import. So when you import data, first of all, based on the content items, you'll see here what's a requirement for the file, how this file should look like, and it will tell you if this field is required or it's not required, and you can download even template if you want to pre-fill to upload. But I have something. I have one here that I want to test with. So now I hit upload. So this file has a lot of information, or a lot of data. So I'm going to refresh. This file has, I think, over 10,000 records. So you'll see how it's being imported in the background, and you're getting real-time progress here. So it already imported 100 now. Okay, so now import a lot more than 100, and so it's importing a little over 10,000 records. And you notice there's one error already. So it's telling you here there's an error, it's giving you a progress. Obviously you can refresh it and it will tell you a progress because it's doing it in the background. So it's kind of giving you nice feedback. But you notice here there is one record with error. So one record is being rejected. So if you click here, you'll be able to actually download the error files, which is really nice because now you can actually see that record that's failing and then re-import it. So I can click on it. And wrong screen. So if I look at this file, so this is the file that I just downloaded, you'll see that the permalink is already in use. And I did that on purpose just to show this. So I put two records with the same auto route path, and I rejected one of them because the other one has already been inserted. So now if you want to fix this problem, you can change this and then import the file, and then everybody is happy. Now you're able to import it. But this is a great feedback here because everything is happening in the background. You're able to also act on any errors, and it's doing it, I believe, 100 or 200 records at a time. So if something happened and the application reset in the mid-process, it will only repeat those 100 files or 100 records, and it will continue on the same spot left up with last. So if you're already at row 9,000 and the app recycles, it will go back to row 9,000 and import. So it's not going to cause duplicates. So here you go. Now it finished, and it gives you some feedback. It completed with errors. That's how many was imported, and that's how many errors. And this is it. Now I want to go back to the export function, and I want to export these articles. Well, to show that these actually work, I'm gonna go to contents, and you'll see here all the articles have been imported. So I'm gonna go to export, and this time I want to also export the articles because now we have a lot more than just one. And you'll see that the export contains, but it's running the background. So if you refresh, well, you'll see here it already completed it pretty fast. You can download it. So you notice it didn't download it automatically, it queued it up. And then you'll be able to see the records if you download them. And if you want, you can delete this file so you don't care for it anymore. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's everything to the export. But it's kind of neat because you have import, export directly from Excel. Questions, comments? Can you merge it already? 3 years later?
No, it still needs 2 more years.
Come on, yeah, I guess.
Are you ready?
Huh?
Do you have some tissue, something? To cry?
No.
To...
No. We'll just
So,
have Copilot cry about it.
No, I'm about to give you some feedback. That's why I was.
I know. That's why I said we'll have
Okay.
Copilot
So
cry about it.
That's great. I think there's a missed opportunity, but it's just one click away. First, is it just CSV?
Right now, CSV or XLS or
Okay.
Excel file.
Yeah, but CSV, whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
And when you export, what do you say? How do you say you want to export the filters and so your content types?
And then
you don't.
Type.
There is content type and there is dates. Okay, owners. Okay, and if you want multiple content types, for instance,
you can't, because every content type could have a different structure. So you have to pull one at a time because every file can have different headers.
So then I will continue with my wish. I think the missed opportunity is a kind of workflow for exports and imports, and that's called ETL, right? Extract, transform, load. That's importing, exporting, and it would be a good opportunity to have some kind of, I don't want to go to the extent to the workflow editor, though that's the ultimate solution, but where you could say, these are my content sources, like content types, content items, okay, or logs or users or whatever, and then filter and then transform, like remove fields, merge fields, transform fields, merge two types, okay, all these things. And then the format, like, okay, now you have the raw data, generate a CSV, generate a JSON, generate a text file, generate whatever, and then zip it. And then this is the result, the files or the file, whatever. And you could have a predefined workflow, like a flow of data that is exactly what you did, like from types, from content items to Excel file that is shipped, or people could change the flow and adapt to what they need in terms of input and output. So both ways, also for the import. So when you import, you could say you will transform a CSV, or you will transform a JSON, or you will transform a database, something, into content items with some predefined blocks that you can reuse, compose. And an end goal, for instance, could be to have a data flow that is predefined, that can be also saved, exported, or imported, like a whatever, like a content item or whatever. We can import step, export step. So we could import a flow that, for instance, imports WordPress blog post, for instance. And this way we could combine these things to import and export WordPress blog post. That's just an example, or whatever you want, by the way, from external systems.
Or send it to a reporting system.
Yeah, like or generate some format.
Service.
Yeah, generate some format that an external service could just then, in the format that it understands, do something. Yeah, like a report, like another system that would do some more complex stuff, like SAP, for instance, or whatever you can imagine. And the thing you made with the background job is critical there, because that's what will run bulk things, bulk data flows. But it's just adding this flexibility. Instead of forcing users to have one content type and filtering by stuff, just to be able to let them select any kind of data source, and these are extensible, have ways of altering the data, merging, filtering, adding stuff, computing. This could use JavaScript to have, so there could be one of the flows which is called like JavaScript function that will change the data. and this can be customized, or one could be called filter property or filter content type or whatever. And then exporters, so you can then convert the data into a final file system, file format, data format. So then you can export it as a file. That would be interesting. And we could even—
So you're thinking, just to make sure I'm on the same page, so some way on the UI, you want to define data sources. So you can say, hey, I want this data. I don't care where it's coming from. And here's the fields that I want.
Your modules will provide data sources. And then when you are in the data flow instead of the workflow, you select what is the source. And you can say content item, or you can say users, or you can say audit trail.
Yeah, but those data sources are predefined, correct?
Yes, yes. Predefined,
so I can have two data
by
sources for users, right?
Yes.
Like I can have a data set with passwords and one without passwords, for example.
This could be a property of the data source, like include what or whatever, like filtering what, like workflows. Each activity has properties and then a logic. It's just the logic in a workflow is to have a state and mingle with the current state. But the data flow will be like input is data in an abstracted format, like entity, and output is another entity. What's done in between could be enhance, transform, whatever. It's the type of flow. So I will send you some work that you were in this Thursday meeting when I mentioned a developer that was doing for 20 years exactly the same thing as I was doing, the same interest. Remember with the JavaScript engine, this guy made a workflow, a data flow engine like this a few weeks ago using Copilot or Claude, I don't remember. Even the visual editor. So I will send you the link to what he did, just to give you ideas of how you can.
Yeah, I'll definitely look. I just don't know how much more time I want to spend on that.
Sure. I'm just saying maybe with
but it's a great idea.
Copilot help, because that would be game changer also for Orchard, like be able to import, export stuff and reuse these flows, like import WordPress, export audit trail, export to SAP, whatever users could do anything they want and then save their thing and share their things. So, and this workflow here, export as Excel content types would be one of the predefined ones if you want. So you can say, execute this workflow.
I'll definitely think about it and see how much more work it needs.
And maybe it's a workflow, actually. Maybe we just need a bunch of tasks that are ETL oriented. The first one, like not event driven, but you start the workflow and it will run it. Yeah, actually that's that. Like it's not when a blog post is created, though you could do that. But the first task of the workflow would be load data. The second task will transform in some way. So maybe that could be a solution also to reuse the workflow tasks to do that. And it will plug with anything that is already implemented in workflows. Like on a request, you could trigger an export workflow that will generate a file and give you the URL. And then you can display it on the UI or just return it as a result. And it's also long running. And then your background job will just long run. And when it's done, the next step appears. That would be awesome. I would love it.
Yeah, I mean, once we have data sources and we have a way to import and export that, it's very easy to add workflow tasks or events to, generate the export and then display or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, we'll have Copilot analyze the transcript of the meeting and try to do something.
Yeah, maybe we should.
That I'm sure that something would get out of it for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay, so that's one.
Awesome. That's one. There is two.
Just one. There's 2, 3, 4.
One more thing.
So next one is really quick. It's more of an announcement. So we've seen the agent skills project. So now the agent Orchard skills are available in Copilot plugin as a plugin. So if you want to use the OrchardCore skills in your Copilot CLI, you can add these two commands or execute these two commands locally. And then this will make our project available in your marketplace. And this right here will install that plugin for your project. And then it will just discover it and it will use all these skills. There's over 100 skills they're available. Very, very useful skills. If you're developing anything Orchard related, I think you should. It will help you a lot. It'll create better code for you. So that's just a quick announcement. Okay. Now, the fun stuff. Let me close this up. Let me close this up. And then close this up. All right. Now, the next thing, close this running so I can. Whoops. It's all right. Let me just run this other project real quick. So next thing that that was added to the AI suite ecosystem is a way to have a long-term memory. So now, previously you can chat with AI and then it will just have a short-term memory based on the session memory. But you don't have a way to share memories between two different sessions across, 2, 3, 4 days apart or whatever. So now with the new feature, there's a new feature called. So this thing to come up. There's a feature for memory, and so you can enable it, and it will act as a memory for your agent, and this memory is stored for a long term until the user deletes it. Let's see here. The wrong one, I think, maybe. I don't know. All right, so here we can try this one. So in here, oh, I'm in the wrong tenant. Hang on, blog, what it is. Sorry, I'm mixing between tenants because it's multiple different environments that I have running. What? Tenant is failing to run. Let me stop the app. To-do. Hang on. That's strange. I got that error with the tenant, even though I just stopped the app and started it. So the memory, so it's a new feature. As I mentioned, you can go in here and then you'll see you have 3 features related to memory. You'll have to enable one of these 2 to be able to store the memories in either Elasticsearch or Azure AI. For now, I have the Elasticsearch feature enabled to store all the memories in it. And then I can go and chat as I would normally do. Here's a chat interaction. And then, for example, I can ask it from a fresh chat, who am I? And hopefully it'll have information about me. There you go. Your name is Michael Hayek. I'd never mentioned my name here, but because it's stored in the previously in the memory, I don't want to tell me fun fact about me. Don't embarrass me. There's no information about fun fact. Fun fact. Typo. Fun fact. Passionate about Orchard, enjoy building integration with that. Boom. So this all information, it's coming from internal memory. So that's another capability that was added. And you can also enable that if you want to enable an AI profile. You can choose to enable the memory for the sessions, because you might want to create a profile without any memory. And as you can see here, I have it enabled for this profile, but you can also disable it because you don't care about memory or memorizing anything about users. So you can choose not to do that or disable it. So that's memory. It's a pretty quick demo, but it's actually a big feature because that's what all the big systems now utilize, the memory. You know, you have a long-term memory about the users and to customize the behavior of the AI. The other thing was added was AI templates. So one of the biggest issues, or not biggest, but one of the issues that you'll notice, the more code you write utilizing AI, that you're coupling your code with system text, long system prompts in your code, which kind of becomes really, really nasty really quick, especially if you have a whole lot of them. So I created a structure where you can actually define AI templates. I'll show some AI templates. I can type. So for example, here, this folder, for example. So in the module, you can have an AI templates folder, and inside of it, you can have subnet folders. One of them is prompts, and the other one is profiles, and those are optional. If I click on prompts, you're able to define a markdown file that has those prompts. And the cool thing about these prompts, they support Liquid. So you can have a prompt with the support of Liquid to save or generate the system prompt. So you don't have to define it in the code. So in here, you'll see that there's a title, description, and then this one, accept parameters. In this case, I have the agent parameters, and then you can see the prompt here. So there's a lot of different scenarios when you would use that. And the good thing about this is that you really don't have to couple your code with prompts. So everything is separated. And with the help of Liquid, it's really, really, really helpful because I don't have to have system code all over the place, and I can reuse them, or I can inject one into another. So I can have a prompt, calling another prompt, using an if statement, things like that. The other one is AI profile, which is very similar in structure, but this one is for AI profile. So you can have an AI profile template that's predefined, pre-configured, and you can just apply it. It's also helpful because now you create a reusable template. I'm going to show you guys this, but just to demo that, I also want to mention another thing that was added, which is agent-to-agent protocol. So now we can have agents to other apps connecting to our app using the agent protocol, where you can define as many agents as you want, and the agent will be exposed, and a user can access those agents using the A2A protocol, obviously with authentication in place. So the way how to do that, I want to demo that really quick, and because Sebastian took up all the time, so I don't have much time left. So I'm here in the default tenant. I'm going to click add a profile. So one thing that you'll notice here, templates, apply templates. So those are templates are predefined for my markdown files. And I don't have to use them, right? But I just want to show what these are. So here, I say I have a planner. I can click a planner and apply it. So what this does is you can see it pre-fills everything based on the template. Obviously, you can overwrite it. You can change anything that you want, but it pre-fill it. So that's a template. Now, agent. So profile type, that's where the change was. So now we have a new profile called an agent. So by using a profile type called agent, you're creating an agent that can be accessed through the A2A protocol. So I'm going to save this profile, and now I have a researcher agent, and then I have a planner agent. All right. To access that, I have another app, a separate app running, just so I can simulate interacting with agent-to-agent protocol. I can go to agents here, and then you'll see here that I have the host, and then I have two agents. I have a researcher agent, and then I have the planner agent. So I can access those two planners. This is using A2A protocol. And if I want to type in a prompt, let's say plan 2026 OrchardCore conference, and send that. Let's see what it comes back with, but it's now gonna use one of those agents to try to generate a response, most likely the planner agent, because that's what makes sense. And now Victoria job is done. But yeah, so anyway, what I'm demonstrating here is that the fact that we're able to use A2A protocol to communicate with multiple agents. So on your directly from your Orchard, you're able to define all these agents and configure them so that way they can be reusable. Now, we can also call these agents internally or locally. So I can just have a test profile. And this test profile, I don't need anything here. What I need is go compatibilities. And then from here, I can also give my local chat access to these agents if I want to. So I can have more than one agent accessed by another profile acting as manager, right? Or just, for the heck of it, for chat. And then now this chat has the, because I don't have the chat feature enabled. So I can't really, I need that feature so I can chat. This is running on the local host. It was different tenant. So here you go. I can go in here and chat. And then if I type in the same prompt, and then it's going to do its thing and hopefully call one of those agents that I have selected for it, and hopefully it will produce an answer. Yeah, so there you go. You should give this to Victoria. Tell her, hey, your job is done. So yeah, as you can see here, so now you have agent-to-agent protocol. You have AI templates to clean up your code, right? And then you have memories to share across multiple sessions. So that's all I have. Well, I have more, but I'm not gonna do more anymore. You guys are already bored. We'll save a bunch of them for next week.
Cool. Thanks, Mike. Nick, you are late, as usual, but not next week.
Sorry.
Do you know Jack? Jack just joined at the same time as you. Are you friends? You must both come from UK, so I mean, you're all friends.
But not all. We don't all live in London.
No, I'm from America. I live in Ohio.
What? Why are you so late then?
I had a phone call just before. Mike was putting me to work.
Okay. Cool. Well, it's done. Sorry, Nick, did you have anything to show or talk about?
Not this week, but I might have something next week.
Okay. Please come on time.
I will.
And maybe Mike will leave you some time to show something. We don't know yet. We'll see.
Maybe not.
Too many tokens. It's the end of the month. I'm sure he won't do anything. It's the end of the month. No more tokens.
You're crazy. I still have a lot.
Safe. You still have a lot? Oh boy. What did you buy? Did you buy them in bulk? Did you do a bulk?
I mean, I can stop. Last week I gave you a break. I mean, I can
no.
give you another
well,
break,
at least
week.
Compared to Thursday, more PRs were merged. But yeah, we're getting issues with too many PRs now. Like everybody. Yeah. We can
See, I don't do PRs. I do demos. I have more demos than I have PRs. They're unique.
That's cool. Maybe next week, maybe Copilot will do the demo. We should task it. Create a video of the thing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. See you on Thursday. Bye.
Thanks. See you guys.
Thank you. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you.